Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's video, I've got 4 breakfast ideas for you. These are quick and easy to put together and delicious. So if you could use some breakfast ideas for you or your family, just keep watching. First up, I'm going to share with you my favorite avocado toast. This is really simple, but it's my favorite. It is delicious. Something about the combination of flavors is so good. So here's what I'm going to use. First up, you need some kind of bread. It doesn't matter. Just use your favorite. I got this sourdough loaf from Food Lion. I've also made this using some of the No Knead Bread. I've shared that before on my channel. I'll link that video down below. Great way to use that up. And then you, of course, need avocados. I like to use either fresh lime juice or lemon juice, just depending on whatever I've got on hand. If I don't have either, I just use the bottled stuff, that you keep in the refrigerator. I like an egg on my avocado toast, and I like it to be runny, so I'm going to use that. I've got some salt and pepper, and then last but not least, this is what makes this like my favorite avocado toast, and that is hot honey. You just got to trust me, it is so good on this. So to start out, I'm going to make my mashed avocado. You could slice the avocado if you want. Now, a couple tips on avocados, just in case you're not familiar with using them. You want to give them a gentle squeeze. If you saw, I did that. I did a little squeeze on both the avocados. Be gentle, and if it gives a little bit, it's ready. If you give it a squeeze and it's hard, it's not ready, it's not ripe. And then I like to take a paring knife and just go around the avocado. There is a hard pit in the middle that you can't cut through. And then once I do that all the way around, I pull it apart. I kind of dump out the one side into a bowl, and then I take the other side and scoop that out to a bowl as well. And then I just fish out the pit. When you watch cooking shows and stuff, you'll see that they'll hold the avocado in one of their hand, a half of it, and then they'll take a knife and hack into the pit and then remove it. I used to do that, but it's really, really dangerous. I've seen people, it just doesn't end well. So especially if you're new to cooking, highly recommend you don't do that and just, like I said, pull the pit out yourself. So to the avocado, I'm going to add in a little splash of lemon juice, some salt and pepper, and then you can mash it up as little or as much as you want and just give it a taste and make sure you've got enough salt in there. Avocado really needs some salt for that flavor to come out. I'm going to toast up my bread real quick, just taking a little drizzle of olive oil. I'm going to take the sliced bread and kind of dip it in both sides of the olive oil and cook this on medium heat until they're toasted. You could also toast this up in the oven or a toaster, whatever your preference is, but it just takes a couple minutes per side, and once it's golden brown, it's done. Now, for eggs. When I make scrambled eggs, I've shared before on my channel, go low and slow, but for this avocado toast, fried eggs for me in general, I like brown eggs. There to be little crispy bits of brown around them. I just think that is so delicious. So this skillet's on about medium-high heat. I added in the olive oil, added in, let that, heat up, added in my eggs. I'm going to sprinkle that with salt and pepper and then give those eggs a flip after a couple minutes. I like to use 2 spatulas to help me do that. And then, like I said, I like the yolks runny, so I'm going to pull them off when they're runny. If you want them cooked, hard, go ahead and cook them a couple extra minutes. So now I'm ready to assemble the avocado toast. I've got my toast. I'm going to add my mashed up avocado as well as my fried egg and then drizzle on that hot honey. And like I said, the first time I heard about this, I was like, I don't really know. It is delicious. It's so good. It's something about the spiciness, the honey, the egg. I don't know, but it is delicious. Like I said, you've got to give this a try. And when I make this for Gary, I also will put a little bit of the everything but the bagel seasoning on it for him, and he likes it that way. But this morning just kept it simple and served it up with some watermelon. So good. Next up, I'm making bacon, egg, and cheese stuffed biscuits. I will share the recipe link that I got this idea from with you in the description box below. Here are the ingredients that I'm going to use. I've got some eggs, canned biscuits, some cheese. Use whatever kind of cheese you want. I'm just using good old sliced American. And then I've got some pre-cooked bacon. You could also use the pre-cooked frozen sausage or, whatever breakfast meat you want. I think maybe ham or Canadian bacon would be good in this as well. So let me show you how to put this together real quick. I'm going to start out by making some scrambled eggs. I'm just doing quick scrambled eggs this morning. So in this little skillet here, I am going to add in my eggs, crack them right into the skillet, and then I'm going to take a whisk and kind of whisk them up, season them with some salt and pepper, and then I cooked these on about medium low heat for a few minutes until the eggs were done to my liking. Again, you can, if you like softer scrambled eggs, you can cook them a little less. If you like your scrambled eggs really done, you can cook them a little more, but just keep in mind we are going to pop these into the oven. Couple quick notes. This would be a great way to use up leftover scrambled eggs, and you could also do this with just egg whites or combine eggs with egg whites for a little extra protein. So my oven is preheating to 350 degrees. I've sprayed a baking sheet. We're going to take our canned biscuits and pull them in half, and that was really easily done, and this wasn't even the layered biscuits. Now I'm going to take some of that pre-cooked bacon and just tear it into little pieces, and you want to keep all your fillings in the center of your biscuit and leave a border where there isn't anything, because we're going to pinch that together later. Now I'm going to add on a little bit of the scrambled eggs, and back to the meat. Whatever meat you use in this, you do want to make sure that it is pre-cooked. Otherwise, these aren't going to bake in the oven long enough for the meat to be fully cooked, like if you're using bacon or sausage. So I'm going to add my cheese and then just take my fingers and pinch the seams together really well. And then these are going to go into the preheated oven and bake for about 15 to 20 minutes or so. Just depends on your oven. Once they're golden brown and the biscuits are cooked all the way through, they're done. This is what they look like. And then these were so yummy. They were delicious. I think it would be really yummy to like brush these with a honey butter on top. I think that would be good with the sweet and savory. But on this morning, kept it simple, served it up with a banana and some grapes. And like I said, these were yummy. I think this would be really cool to make like for back to school for the kiddos. You can make this at, like on a Saturday or Sunday, and then have them for breakfast throughout the week. Something that they could just grab and go really easily, and very little to no mess. Up next are strawberry peach overnight oats. Again, the recipe link will be down in the description box below for you. Here's what I'm going to use today. First up, I've got some oats, and then you can use whatever milk you like. I'm using unsweetened plain almond milk. You could do regular milk, oat milk, whatever you like. For the sweetener, I'm using maple syrup. You could do honey, sugar, a sugar replacement. I've got some nutmeg and cinnamon, salt. I don't believe the recipe called for chia seeds, but I like to add those in with oatmeal. And then I've got some fresh strawberries and peaches. I like to do overnight oats in mason jars, but you could use whatever container you like. I'm going to start out by adding the oats, and really there's no like rhyme or reason to this. You don't have to go in a certain order. I just personally like to start out by adding the oats, and then I add the liquid and then the other ingredients. So once I've added in the almond milk, I'm going to add in my chia seeds. You could also add in hemp seeds here or flaxseed as well. I'm going to season this to taste with a little bit of the maple syrup, and then we're going to add in our seasoning. So we're going to add in the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and the pinch of salt. And then last but not least, I'm going to add in my peaches and strawberries. I just diced them up pretty small. And I'm going to take a spoon and give this a really good mix. And then that's it. You just want to put a lid on this. And I love using these plastic mason jar lids. They are so convenient. You can reuse them and you don't have to worry about them rusting. I get them on Amazon. I'll find a link and link it down in the description box below just in case you're interested in them. But you can just look on Amazon. I think I've also seen them at Walmart and other stores. But yeah, just let this sit overnight and then you can eat these cold. You can eat this warm. These are another thing that you could make on a Sunday and have it throughout the week for either you and or your kiddos. And you can totally play around with the flavors. I've shared a peanut butter and jelly overnight oat before. I will link that down in the description box below. I think the kiddos would love that. But yeah, great way to use up fruit that you've got on hand, and it's a healthy, quick and easy breakfast. Last but not least, I'm making cinnamon, apple, and zucchini muffins. And when I saw this recipe, I was like, yes, yet another, kind of healthy-ish breakfast, something you can make in advance and have throughout the week, something you or the kiddos can take to work. And also this time of year, I know zucchini, we're looking for lots of different ways to use them up. And with apples coming into season, this is just the perfect recipe to make this time of year. It'll be down in the description box below for you. Here are the ingredients I'm going to use. First up, I've got some flour. I'm just using regular AP flour. Next time I make these, though, I want to try using like the white whole wheat flour. I've got some sugar, turbinado sugar. This is going to be for the top of the muffins. Baking powder, baking soda, eggs, cinnamon, vanilla extract. You can use oil if you prefer. You can also substitute applesauce for oil to healthier switch out. This is unsweetened applesauce, and I thought that the applesauce would go good with the apple cinnamon zucchini muffins. Speaking of which, here I've got some zucchini and an apple. Let me show you how to put these together real quick. And a quick note, I did have the recipe, by the way. I've got the oven preheating to 350 degrees. To a bowl, I'm going to add in my sugar. And these, I think, would freeze really well. So this is something that you can make ahead of time. Or if you make the muffins and you have some extra, you can pop them into the freezer and then just pull them out and thaw them at a later date. To that, I'm going to add in the applesauce. Again, you can use regular like vegetable or canola oil if you'd like to do that. I'm going to add in the vanilla and the egg and give that a really good whisk. Now we're going to add in our dry ingredients. Now you can do this in a separate bowl if you want, but I just did it all in the same bowl, just save a dish. So I've got my flour in there. I'm going to add in the cinnamon and then the salt. Next, I'm adding in the baking powder and then the baking soda. And then you want to combine the wet and dry ingredients just until they're combined. You don't want to overwork these. At this point, I'm going to add in my shredded up zucchini. And I just took the zucchini and I have that little like hand grater, the one that you put on the counter and you like turn the handle. I love those instead of a box grater. You don't have to worry about, scraping your knuckles or anything like that. And I did the same thing with the apple. I peeled the apple and it looks a little brown just because, the apple had set out for a little bit, but it's still fine. So you just gently fold in your apple and zucchini and then we're ready to put these into our muffin tins. Again, I have the recipe and this made 6 muffins perfectly. I am using some cupcake liners just to make it easy for them to come out. So I'm just scooping the batter into the muffin tins, and then I had just a couple tablespoons worth of chopped pecans in my pantry that I wanted to use up, and I thought that would be good in this, so I wanted to try it in a couple of the muffins. And so once you fill the muffin tins, you're going to sprinkle on some of that turbinado sugar, and then these are going to go into that preheated oven. Again, remember it was 350 degrees, and you're going to bake these for about 20 to 25 minutes or so, just until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. You pull them out of the oven, let them cool, and then serve them up. And again, these are totally portable. You just grab and go. You could serve this up with maybe some scrambled eggs, some turkey or chicken sausage or bacon, or just the muffins along, by themselves and or with some fruit. And yeah, these muffins were really good. And I did like it with the addition of the pecans. It gave it a little bit of texture and a little crunch in the muffins. But these were good and perfect for the upcoming fall season. These just screamed fall with the zucchini and the apple and the cinnamon. So good. All right, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked this video. You got maybe some new ideas of breakfast recipes or ideas that you want to try. If you did like the video, hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.